Hello, this is London Storm, author of The Wife-Led Marriage, a husband's guide for creating a female-led relationship. And today I have 5 tips for starting a female-led relationship. And this is taken from my blog, flrwithlondon.com. And so let's talk about these 5 tips. And first, let's ask the question, what is a female-led relationship? Now, this topic's been becoming more mainstream, through the years. I've been seeing it pop up in Huffington Post and Mom Junction and a number of different places. And basically, it's a relationship where the female is in charge overall. The male acknowledges her authority, she leads, and he follows. Now, some people present this as a relationship where the male is sexually dominated by the female, or where the female is the master and the male, is the servant. And, basically it's a creative relationship that you create with your partner, and you decide, together that she is in charge. And so I like the definition of a relationship where the female is in charge overall of the relationship. And whatever you make of that, you make of that. The thing is that it's consensual. Now the question would be, why would you want this? As I said in my book, The Wife-Led Marriage, the why matters. And, it creates a more relaxing relationship. It allows her natural ability to lead to really shine. And you see, women do have this natural ability to lead. There's something, their brains are wired a little different than the male brain. And they are able to keep track of certain things that really we don't find that important. And I'm not trying to generalize or do anything. I'm just trying to say that the brains are wired a little different. That studies have been shown. And, having them in charge, of the household, it just plays to their natural abilities. Now, it also creates an opportunity for better intimacy. Now, we all want that, right? Who doesn't want better intimacy? And it soothes the male's desire to serve his partner. And it allows her to be adored and pampered by him. So, the why matters. There's a lot of benefits to this. So let's get into some tips. Tip number 1, understand your desire. So this is a great question I always like to ask. Is this just a fantasy? Where's your desire coming from? And make sure it's backed by the emotion of love and respect. And so let's go. I'm going to back up and ask that question again. Where is your desire coming from? And so to really get to this point, you gotta go deep a few levels. You got to dig down. Where's it coming from? Now, you might have a fantasy, of your wife or partner, being dominant in the relationship and in bed, or, when you're intimate, and that's great. But, I suspect that there's a deeper desire for this. Or, if you're the woman wanting this, it's not just to, be the master and have someone, following your authority. I think there's something deeper to this. And so, search for that, journal about it, look into it. And then, and my take is make sure it's backed by the emotion of love and respect, right? I mean, Buckminster Fuller said, integrity is the essence of everything long-term successful. So, just make sure you've got love and respect in the mix here, and you're set up for success. Tip number 2, take it slow. Now, this is just great advice, right? I mean, you're both adjusting to a new way of being. Not, of the beingness matters. And female-led relationships are not the norm. Let it slowly take shape and enjoy the transition. Being patient is the ultimate payoff. So, you're looking at forming a relationship that's not normal of how you had it before, or it's not normal of how you grew up. It's not normal of how, you've seen relationships be. And I'm speaking generalities that could be quite normal for some people, But the majority of people in our society, this is not the norm. So there's an adjustment period. That's why you need to take it slow. Tip number 3, start with one area for her to take charge. And so this goes back into tip number 2, and we just expand on it. Pick an area for her to take charge. It could be diet, could be finances, could be house care, could be sex and orgasms, could be dress and attire. Find somewhere where she has a strong opinion and she has an area she likes to lead, and let her go. Just let her start leading. And, for the females, just pick an area and lead and, talk about it. And, so the reason I say this is because it can be overwhelming to all of a sudden have a whole new set of rules that you guys are now, the man and the woman are now trying to figure out. So pick a couple strong areas, one area, maybe 2 areas, and just start working it. And I think that'll help you to take it slow. It'll help you to adjust. And, you'll have more success long term that way. Tip number 4, communicate often. Now, this might seem very, very obvious. However, it may not be. And so the point is that, you need to communicate often, and frequency matters. So one suggestion is to have weekly meetings. Check in with each other and have dialogue. Discuss any emotions that you were feeling with your partner. If something comes up around this, talk about it. Check in and keep things out in the open. And tip number 5, focus on her needs. And so we can kind of bring tip number 4 back in with this one. With those weekly meetings, find out if she's being supported. Talk about the little things that matter. Pamper her. And obviously love and support her. And part of it is put her needs first. You have to get her needs out there. She needs to communicate her needs and let the man know what's going on. And so for females, you have to come to the point where, yes, I come first, and, live in it a little bit, be confident in it, and have your man support you and understand your needs come first, and let him know what they are, and take it slow and communicate. So a couple things, for her needs that may help are massages. Maybe you can have the man cook for her. And for the male, pick up the slack, right? So female-led relationships are about the woman being empowered and being supported. And one way you can empower her and support her is to pick up the slack. And ladies, let your man know, what the slack is, where you need support. And so these are just some tips to help stabilize a really great relationship. Conclusion? Female-led relationships can be amazing. Start today. Use the tips provided and stay with it. For more information, visit flrwithlondon.com. For more information, visit flrwithlondon.com.